time. All right, what's up, everybody? My name's Dave.
I'm Kristen.
And this is Accidental Nonsense. We have a special guest today. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yo, it's Steve, aka Gangster Steve, aka Coolness in a Bun.
Here we go. These are officially, Steve is our second guest on the podcast, so you should feel honored.
Well, I do feel honored.
Top 3.
I appreciate it, yo. I appreciate you guys sharing your platform for sure.
That's right. What little platform we have right now, though. Right now, when it blows up,
Yo,
though.
for real. You never know.
So,
Gotta support each other, you know?
Going places. This is how we start.
That's right.
Exactly.
Well, I just wanted to start off, though, just by talking about how, like, I know Steve. We both worked at summer camp probably, like, 2006, I think, and then 2007. And then I don't think we've really, like, talked to each other, really touched base much, maybe here and there, but I haven't seen you in a long time. So,
for real.
What did you do at camp when we worked? I can't remember.
You don't even remember? Wow.
I don't even remember.
So basically, we started off as the kleptos. So,
Kleptos, that's what it was called. That was like junior
Yeah.
staff, right?
Yeah, so we started off junior staff, like doing trash duty, and like I remember, we did like dishes together and stuff like that before too.
The grunt work.
Yep, and then after that, what's up?
Oh,
dishes.
Oh yeah, dishes. Like we used to clean all the
dishes.
campers' dishes after the meals.
You done
They had us
bitches?
digging ditches.
We done ditches. And then after that, I think I got promoted to like a float counselor, so I was just like floating in between cabins and stuff like that. And then eventually I just became a full-blown counselor, and then that was kind of the end of my camp career. Unfortunately, I did love camp, but I had to get out into the real world and make some moves, make some money. You know what I mean?
You gotta move. You gotta move on. I was a lifeguard my second year. I think we worked together. The easiest job ever.
Yo, I remember that. I was like, it was you and Jeff. I remember that.
I did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's awesome.
Lifeguarding was the best because you just got a tan.
Yo, for
I
real.
mean, no kids drowned on my watch, so that's a win.
Kristen was a
And then-
lifeguard in Ohio, right? At a camp in Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio.
So,
Did you ever have to save anybody?
No. Only when they did the swim tests, like if they couldn't swim, but I'm like right next to them.
They're
so
like,
it's
yo,
not...
you want to try to go in the deep end? See if you're going to
Yeah.
pass?
Yeah, that's about
test
it.
the lifeguards. I had one
Just throw them in and see.
I had one time when I was a lifeguard in Ohio, not at Long Point Camp in New York, but Ohio. One of the kids went under it was like a lake. They swam in the lake and he went under like a floating dock and he didn't come up. And one of the other lifeguards was like,
wow.
"What should I do? What should I do?" I was like, "Get in there!" And so I jumped in trying to save him. I'm like, "What do you mean? What should you do? You're the lifeguard." But yeah, that's the only time. So I wanted to share a photo, and when I post this on YouTube, I'll blow it up a little bit bigger. But I don't know if you can see that on my screen. That's Steve and I. I don't know. I think that might have been like men's camp back in the day.
That was youth camp. Youth councils.
That's right. Basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
look at those shoes though.
Yo, for real. Look at those shoes.
What was
the
wrong?
Baggy pants, full effect.
I don't see
Man.
anything.
Well, you'll see it later. I'll send it to you because that was a mess of a life.
Yo, that was actually like a sweet victory for sure, because we played like some pretty heavy teams like in that basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Like remember we played the Rochester team, and like they had that dude Josh who was like 6'9" on their team, and we still won.
Yeah, I don't know how we won. I mean, just look at us.
Pure
We don't look like basketball players.
Yo, we had the height, we had the determination.
Oh
That's
man,
all we needed.
we had to
know?
fight
You
for
had
it.
the fire in your eyes.
That's right.
And then we had that trophy for like a year in like Niagara Falls Corps, and then we had to give it back. So
No, bummer. We got to win it back one of these days. No. So since camp, what have you been up to, Steve?
oh man, I don't know. I don't even know where to start, man. Like I just been all over the place. You know what I mean? Like I started off going to college to become a graphic designer / web designer. That kind of didn't really pan out. I was going to school and working full time and, you know, living on my own and stuff like that. So it was kind of difficult. And then I completed my 2-year degree. So I got an associate's degree, and then I just decided, I was like, I'm just going to jump right into the workforce, try to like find a job with the degree that I have. And unfortunately, it didn't work out like that. I thought I was just going to be able to snatch one up. And yeah, so basically they wanted people with, you know, obviously a lot of experience for the jobs that were there. And then a lot of jobs are just like freelance jobs. So like you kind of just have to build a portfolio up and kind of get on these random websites and just hope that people, you know, want you to build their website, or they want you to, you know, do their logo or whatever it is. So it was kind of like inconsistent. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to get any job at this point, you know what I mean? So I started my journey at I would say Target.
There you go.
That was my first like job right out of college. Like I started at Target. I worked in the electronics department, and I thought it was great. I thought Target was a great place to work, but unfortunately they didn't pay anything, so I had to
shout out to Target.
Yo, shout out to Target for real, because they're definitely.
Did you get discounts?
Yo, I did get a discount, so I got a 10% discount for working there, and then also I had the red card, so I got like 15%. So I was buying my groceries. I was, you know what I mean?
There you go.
I was doing everything there.
That's better than me, because I started off at Sears, and I got the discount at Sears. What am I going to get at Sears? So I mean, it's not even a place anymore. So, but
yeah, so basically, I worked at Target. I worked in the electronics department. I thought it was great, but they didn't pay enough. So, and then, you know, it kind of fell on hard times and wasn't able to pay bills and was getting stuff cut off here and there, and it was just. So then that kind of led me to my next career, where I worked in a steel factory. I worked in a steel factory for a couple years, and that was actually a pretty decent job. Like, it was great pay at the time. I was making good money for being 23 years old, and I took it for what it was. And I honestly didn't even think I was gonna ever like leave that place. Like, I thought I was gonna like be there for like 40 years. And
what did you do there? Like, what exactly is like a steel company? Like, what do you do?
So this steel company made like special bars that were like used for like, you know, vehicles, like struts and shocks and all that type of stuff. And they were also like, we had like contracts with like gun manufacturers and stuff like that. So like we just made bars of steel. And then essentially I was first when I first got the job, I had this job. It was called like the chainman, where basically they would just like stack these massive like bundles of steel on the floor, and then I would take these 40-pound beams all day, and I would just load them on top of the steel, and so they could place more bundles of steel on top. And that was my job. And then basically I did that for about a year, and then I bid into a crane operator job, so I was actually like lifting up the bundles of steel after that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. So instead of like using your arms, you're using the crane now.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Know what I'm saying?
I mean, hey, listen. I mean, the
crane's in full effect.
not as much like work on like working out, but hey.
Yo, for real. And yeah, it was pretty good. I thought I was gonna be there forever, because like everybody that was there was there for like 20 plus years. So I just thought like naturally I was gonna be there, and you know, just that was gonna be my life or whatever. And I didn't really have any direction or anything like that. I was kind of like irresponsible with my finances. I was just like, you know, just living it up, because it was like the first time I was making good money and stuff like that. And then basically all good things come to an end. Basically the company took a turn for the worse. They like laid off like one shift. They kept 2 shifts on. They wanted to do 12-hour shifts, but unfortunately I was like the junior guy. I had 3 years experience, and then all the other guys were like 15 years plus. So it was a union shop. So they were like, yeah, we got to let you go. So that was kind of a crazy time. And then I was like laid off for probably like 5 months. I was like looking for jobs, because I was like, at the time there wasn't really that many good paying jobs, especially with like, you know, just like random manufacturing experience. So I was kind of applying, trying to test the water, see where I could get a job. And I started working for this company now, And basically I've been like progressing there, and they like manufacture like stuff for like the bio industry.
Oh,
And
nice.
stuff like that. So I worked there, and I've kind of like progressed there. I worked my way up, and now I'm like, now I started as a technician. Now I'm kind of like a floor lead. Like I lead the crew and kind of like, you know, have more responsibility and stuff like that.
There
So
you go.
it's pretty nice. They definitely take care of me, you know what I mean? So no complaints there.
Listen, that's all you can ask for, right?
Yep. And
So-
now we're here, you know what I mean? Just out here.
Now we're here, and now like kind of like, you know, that's, you know, brief background, and then now you're like, when did you decided to start like? No, I knew you at camp. Like you've always been the kind of into like music, like rap mainly, right? And you started wanting to like actually like start making music yourself. And now,
Yeah,
when did
for
that
sure.
start? Was that like because of the pandemic, or was that before the pandemic? I don't remember the timeline.
So it was right in the beginning of the pandemic. I just randomly was like, I'm gonna, you know, start making music. It was actually one of the guys that I work with. He basically was like, you know, hey, I'm gonna start making beats or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And just like randomly, I guess he would just, you know, we always used to talk about like rap music because I've always been into like hip hop my entire life, and I've always had like a musical background. I mean, even in the camp days, going to music camp and stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. And I just remember like, you know, I just remember kind of chilling like down in the living room with my parents when I was young, and they were like bringing out 45s and just playing them and stuff like that. So I've always had a passion for music,
Right.
and I loved hip hop from like day one. I don't know what it is, but there was just something about hip hop that just brought my attention. I remember we used to talk about you know, hip hop back in the day, and I remember you used to have like the burn CDs with like the clean edits on there or whatever.
Like, what was the old thing? Like, you would download them from like LimeWire, or what was that called? There was a site. Is
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, LimeWire.
Yeah, LimeWire
Download.
was great until it infected your computer with a virus. And
Yeah,
then
right.
ruined everybody's life.
That's right.
But yeah, so basically, my buddy, shout out Dylan, he basically was like, hey, I'm gonna start making beats. So I kind of like asked him like, what program are you using, stuff like that, and then I kind of got I got the information from him. I you know, I invested into the program. It was, you know, a couple $100s and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start trying to make beats. So I started making beats exclusively, no
Right.
rapping, no anything like that, and then the beats that I was making are mostly like I use sampled like songs that people like basically they'll play like a melody and then they'll just loop it, and then there's a bunch of websites that you can like pay a subscription to, and then you basically download their like melody that they made, and then you can kind of like morph it and like
Right.
you know, make it your own melody kind of afterwards. And then I just started making like beats, and I like honestly I can make a beat in like less than 10 minutes now.
Right.
Like that's how good I got at making beats in that method. So I was like, you know what, I'm kind of bored with this, let me try to move into the next phase.
Right.
You know, let me try to rap or whatever, because I remember like living at home like with my mom, and just like I remember like watching 8 Mile, and then I remember like I wrote like a rap down or whatever, trying to like, because I was just inspired by
Right,
like
right.
Eminem's like whole like thing, like him like making it from nothing and all that. So I was like, oh, let me try to write a rap down, and I remember it was like literally the worst rap I've ever written in my entire life. And like I from that point forward, I was like, you know what, I'm not a rapper, I'm never gonna be a rapper, all that
Right.
type of stuff. So I kind of like I held on to that for years, like legitimately. But I always loved music. I always had a passion for music. I've always like wanted to, you know, learn to play the guitar or the piano or this or that, but I just never had enough time.
Yeah.
Or, you know, maybe enough motivation or been around the right people to kind of like bring me to that level. So and then this opportunity came up, and I started making beats, and like finally something popped that I was actually able to like kind of like become musically inclined, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
then I started writing my own raps, and I was just holding on to them for myself, and like me and my fiance, we were like listening to them and stuff like that, and we kind of we were like, oh wow, these are actually, you know, pretty decent, you know what I mean? So and then we kind of like let a couple more people like listen to them and stuff like that, and then everybody's consensus was kind of like, hey, these aren't bad, you know what I mean? You should just release them or whatever. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like release like a 10 album or a 10 song album or whatever, because I had like a bunch of songs saved up from like me just making them and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and just like to work towards a different goal, because you know what I mean, like I think a lot of people, they get caught up in like, you know, work, you know, their job, and they get caught up in their life, and they get caught up
just
in
going through the routine,
you know, just going through the routine. So I wanted something different, something new to kind of challenge me and to kind of like, you know, push me to a different level, which I feel like music definitely has done that for sure. Like, like just kind of putting yourself out there in that vulnerable state. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, and just
not everybody's
pulling
built
the trigger
for
on
it,
it.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, pulling the trigger on
Exactly.
it and just doing what you're passionate about.
Exactly. And then like I just started making it, and I just started like falling in love with it, and it's like now I really don't even think like I'll probably be like 90 years old just still making rap songs.
There you go.
You know, I just love it, you know what I mean?
Well, that's like what we...
And you released the album yourself, right? So how do you do that?
Yeah, so so basically, you know, obviously if you don't have a record label or anything like that, you're an independent artist, so you got to distribute your music. You could go through a couple like free sites like SoundCloud will let you post for free, and like YouTube and stuff like that. But I wanted my stuff to be on like Apple Music, Spotify, like all the big names. So basically, I did my research. I tried out this one website called TuneCore, which I heard great things about TuneCore. It's like basically it's kind of a distribution company for independent artists, and I put my music up with them, and it got like posted to some random Asian dude's like profile, and like my song was on his profile, and I was like, yo, what's going on? So I had to like figure out how to take it down and stuff like that. And then I was kind of just upset with the whole thing, so I was like, you know what, let me find another website. So I found this one website. It's called DistroKid, and basically you pay like a yearly subscription. I think it's like super cheap, like $35 a year or whatever, and you're able to upload unlimited songs through DistroKid, and they'll distribute it to like all the major, you know, music outlets and stuff like that.
Nice.
And yeah, basically, you know, if you do cancel the subscription or whatever, then, you know, obviously they'll take down your music, but you can pay like a one-time fee to like keep them up there forever. You know, and stuff like that.
Definitely do that.
Definitely, like, you know, and you know, maybe in the future, like right now, I'm just kind of, you know, I don't feel like $35 a year is gonna, you know, kill me or anything like that.
Yeah.
But you know, but eventually, yeah, I want to like, you know, just pay all my songs off, so then they just, you know, they're up there
forever
for good, for, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like, and if anybody listening or watching, whatever, because this goes on YouTube too, it's Coolness, and you can find them on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You got a YouTube channel too?
YouTube. Yep. YouTube. My YouTube channel is Coolnessinabun. So basically, all my handles are Coolnessinabun, but that's how I kind of like came up with my rap name, because basically, you know, back in the day, I don't even know. Like, basically, I just came up with the random, like, word, like, Coolnessinabun, like, oh, I'm Coolnessinabun or whatever, and, like, and then, like, I remember that was, like, my AIM name, like, my instant messenger name.
And then once it becomes that, you're done. Like, it's set in stone for life.
Yeah, and then I, like, so, like, I made the instant messenger name, and then I went, then it was, like, my gamer tag, and then, like, I kind of, like, had, like, I was kind of, like, online for... I mean, I'm still online, but basically I was like playing games online like crazy, like for a good amount of years, and I met a lot of people online, like from all over the world and stuff like that, and everybody knew me as Coolness, you know what I mean? Like that, like Coolnessinabun, but everybody would call me Coolness, so that was kind of where I was like, you know what, maybe I'll make my rap name to be Coolness, because that's kind of been my internet alias my entire life. So I think some people think like, oh, this guy's so like conceited. He, you know, he thinks he's so cool. He named himself Coolness, but it was really just like a play off of like my internet alias for like years. You know what I mean?
Decades, man. Shoot.
And why not?
Exactly.
And even when like that Asian dude that stole your music, like everything's like, you know, you make it big when an Asian dude steals your music.
You know you've made it when other people are stealing your stuff.
That's right.
Well, he didn't steal it. I think it was just like a miscommunication with the website or whatever. But it all worked out, and yeah. So basically, I'm on everything. All my handles are at Coolnessinabun. But you can find me on all the music things, you know, as just Coolness.
Nice. And I'll add that in the description of all these videos so people can find it and everything. So
Yeah, for
you'll
sure.
be good to go.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. So we always do some like and that's the background of Coolness, aka
Yep.
Steve Roberts.
Damn, bro. I mean, Dane just dropping my alias out here, you know, dropping my government.
Your government name, is that allowed? I don't know. You listen. People know Eminem's name, so you're good.
Yeah, true.
I think they do.
Yeah,
I don't
for
know.
real. I think they knew his name first.
Yeah. So I mean, so look out, Eminem. No. So we always do some like fun questions too on the
Okay.
podcast as well. So I thought of one like what's one musical ability that you wish you had? Like if you could pick anything and you'll be like the best at it, what would you pick? Any musical ability.
I've always wanted to be. I always wanted to learn how to play the piano, like legit, like learn how to read music and stuff like that. And just I always wanted to be that guy that was at like, you know, the Christmas dinners, and I'm like, I just bust out on the piano and then everybody starts singing along and stuff like that. I always wanted to be that guy, but unfortunately,
I got this.
Hang on.
unfortunately, you know, I'm not there yet. But I do want to, you know, that goal still hasn't, like, you know, left me. I still want to achieve that at some point in my
Nice.
life. I mean, I might not be like Mozart or anything like that,
Right.
but, you know,
But you're
I
trying.
want to be able to at least play, like, you know, what's that one song where it's like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I love it. He's on that-
Yeah.
No, I would have picked the same thing. Like for me, like if I could pick any musical ability, I was like, I would love to play the piano. Like if I could just be great at the piano, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Kristen, what would you pick?
I was gonna say harmonica, and then I thought of piano right after that. So
Piano
one
too.
of the two.
Harmonica. Who picks that?
Yeah, because you can just whip it out and be like, "Ooh, look at me." I don't know.
That's some next
People
level
who
stuff
play
right
the
there.
harmonica, they're like
Honestly, I would be
Yeah.
impressed. I would be impressed by
different
that.
kind of people. I don't know.
Yeah, I would
Maybe
definitely be
harmonica
impressed
players-
if somebody just whipped out the harmonica and they were just killing it, like, for real.
Yeah, you have to be really good at it though.
Yeah.
You can't be mediocre.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd have to be great to be able to
Coolness
do
is
that.
next
so.
song. That harmonica on it.
Yeah, I got to get that harmonica sample.
Yeah. All right, I've got
All right,
one.
good.
Would you rather talk with animals or speak every language?
Talk with animals or speak every language. I feel like I would want to talk to animals just because, I mean, we haven't discovered anything that they have to offer us, you know what I mean? Besides, like, you know,
That's right.
using them for food and stuff like that, but and like domesticating animals. But I feel like, you know, we kind of like know the world and everybody's kind of on the same page with that. So I feel like if I talk to animals, then maybe there's some unknown secrets that I'm not tapped into. You know what I mean?
There's no like Google translator for like animals, so
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So I'd
You never know what those like chipmunks are doing in the tree. You know what I mean?
right over the squirrels outside in your
Yeah.
trash. I do the same thing. I would talk to animals.
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because now you can just translate anything on your phone as long as you have technology.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, the media is everywhere. Everybody has a cell phone, so you know what's going on in
Yeah.
Russia. You know what's going on in Ukraine. You know what's going on and all that type of stuff. So it's like
Yeah.
kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, even like Twitter, you can get
Yeah.
on there and just hit C translation if you don't.
Yeah, it just
So
translates.
you can't do that with
Exactly.
animals.
That's right. We need to know.
That's right. We need
Now.
to know. Give us your secrets, you squirrels.
I need to be Dr. Doolittle up in here.
And then that could be like, if you're the one talking to those animals, people are going to want to know, you know? Like,
You're getting paid.
Yo,
You've
for
got
real.
some. Yeah, you're getting
You're
paid.
getting money.
Yeah, I'm becoming
Someone.
rich. I'm
Yes.
becoming rich.
Whether
for
it's a
sure.
zoo or, I don't know,
Yeah,
some
you're-
lab.
Maybe I
they
should
wanna
just say
know.
that I can talk to animals right now, so like people
Just
think-
make stuff
think
up.
that
People will think something of you, so either way.
That's right. Oh my gosh. All right. So music related. Would you rather be Tupac, right, or 50 Cent?
I'd probably rather be 50 Cent because he's still living right now. You know what I mean?
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
want to be.
That we know.
yeah, that would,
That we
hey,
know.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, basically, yeah, 50 Cent is kind of like one of the guys that I grew up on listening to. So like, I definitely have like a lot of respect for him. And I mean, I did listen to some Tupac back in the day, but like, I feel like my rap career started a little bit after
Right.
like Tupac, like my rap, knowledge and stuff like that.
yeah, because I think Tupac probably has a better like legacy than 50 Cent right now. But
Oh, for
basically,
sure.
it comes down to like, would you rather get like shot a bunch and survive, or get shot and not survive?
Yeah,
So,
exactly, for sure.
so, yeah, I'd probably choose 50 Cent too. Kristen,
For sure, for sure.
I don't know enough to choose.
she'll be Tupac.
I'll go with legacy and
Yeah,
choose
Tupac.
Tupac.
There we go.
Who was like what is like your top 3 like favorite rap artist? And you could do all time or like right now, whatever.
Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a tough one right there.
It's like choose your favorite.
Yeah, I'll pick right now because like, I don't know, like right now, honestly, I've just evolved with rap like throughout the whole time. So like, the stuff that I used to listen to, I'm not really into that anymore.
Right.
So, but like I would say, the top 3 artists that have the most influence right now, like on me personally, I would probably say, Drake for one. I really like Russ. I think he's a great artist. He's kind of like, preaches the independence and like, he's like an independent artist,
Right.
and he's kind of like mainstream at the same time. So he's like definitely like up there for me. And then I would say Little Durk. Like I love Little Durk's music. Like I
Right.
don't know what it is. I think it's just like, his life and everything that he's gone through and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Like I just love that storytelling, like that storytelling rap, like the real life stuff.
Yeah, like
I just
they've
love
been
that.
through some stuff.
Exactly. I just love like the the realness and the rawness of hip hop. Like I'm kind of not like the biggest fan of like the more creative side of hip hop, where they kind of just are very creative and they're just like talking about random stuff because it's cool, like metaphors
Right.
and analogies and stuff like that. So because I feel like music is like is my release, so I kind of relate to like people that are releasing their kind of emotions
Right.
and stuff like that in
Right.
the songs. So
Definitely, yeah. So for me, I'll give mine, and hopefully nobody judges me for it, as a pastor and everything. but
Yeah.
but right now, like, well, I've always liked Meek Mill, so he's one. And
Yo,
then
for real,
yeah, and then
gotta represent Philadelphia.
hey, listen right here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
And then Jorner Lucas, he's another one
Yeah,
that I've been into
he's
lately.
really good.
And then I always liked Logic as well. So those are probably
Logic's
like,
dope too.
Yeah. So those are 3, and I think all those guys kind of have that what you were talking about, like that real life kind of like drive behind them and what they're like. putting
Yeah,
out.
for sure.
So
For sure, and it's like, back in the day, everything had to be like kind of like gangster, like like shooting guns and
Right.
being all crazy and stuff like that. And now it's like it's kind of refreshing to see like artists, and I think like just I watched that Kanye documentary or whatever, and just kind of seeing like him kind of like start that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was hard for him to get into the rap industry because he wasn't a gangster. He
different.
wasn't talking about that stuff. He was just talking about like real life stuff, like what he was going through, and that was kind of like looked down upon. So I definitely think it's dope that like nowadays like people just are able to express
Right.
themselves and just kind of like be all over the place instead of just stuck in like kind of a one lane.
right, speak from their heart.
For sure.
Kristen, what about you? What's your top 3 country artists? No.
You say country? I don't like country.
You should give us your top 3 rappers
Yeah,
that
what-
you
what-
know about.
Dude.
You already know one, Tupac.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta know
I don't
another
keep
one.
up. Even if you ask me like normal, like I just don't. I listen to music on Spotify, but I'm like checking names and stuff. I just don't keep up with stuff. So
Well,
it's terrible.
Well, here you.
I do like, this isn't rap, but I like the Bleachers. If anyone's,
Wow.
they're like alternative rock.
Shout out to the Bleachers.
There we go. Yeah, shout out
There we
Bleachers.
go.
Shout out the Bleachers.
They're on our podcast next.
Alt J. There
That's
we
right.
go.
That's right. Well, I'll send you some links. You could catch up on your rap and stuff, and
Okay.
No,
Let me
Yeah, you
know.
got to make her like a
I'll-
playlist of some hardcore stuff. You
Send
know?
you it.
No, burn me a CD, mail it to
I'll
me,
get on,
and
I'll
then
get
I'll
on
listen.
LimeWire, download it all.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't do it, bro.
Yeah, okay. Shut down. Like my podcast is gonna shut down because of the virus. All right, so I'm not gonna obviously give out like where you live, so I'll just give it generic like Buffalo area. Like, what is your favorite food like to eat if you're in like Buffalo? You have like a favorite food spot?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I love buffalo, and I love like I love chicken wings for sure. But I don't know. There's not like too many spots that I'm like, wow, this is my favorite place to go. Like, I would say probably my favorite place to go is this place called Black and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this really like expensive like steakhouse, and it's just like top notch, and it just tastes so good every time. But honestly, I love cooking. So I'm just in the
Right, so you're
kitchen
just
all
home.
the time. I'm just whipping stuff up, and that's like therapeutic for me. I just love
Yo.
cooking, and I love
So that you. So in your household, you do most of the cooking.
No, we share
You
we
share
share
it?
responsibility. She does like the cooking throughout the week, and I'm like the more the weekend guy.
Okay.
Like my breakfasts are like they're on point.
Steak and eggs.
Like I make like bacon, hash browns, toast, eggs. Like I make these like cheesy scrambled eggs that are just like top level, top tier.
So if you want a good breakfast, you come over to your house on the weekends.
Yeah, for sure.
See, I do
For sure.
I do a lot of cooking in my household most of the time, and that's why I'm always like, listen, I could just be a stay-at-home dad, and I'd enjoy my life. Like I'm just saying. I tell my wife
Yo.
that all the time. Well, you know my wife, Sayla, I tell her that all the time.
Yeah,
I was like, I'll cook, I'll clean. You can bring in the money. I don't care. I'm not ashamed. But so,
Nah, come on,
Yeah,
dude. You gotta get on the grind, bro.
yeah, no, I'm trying.
Not
I'm trying with this podcast one day.
Yeah, there you go. You're gonna be the next Joe Rogan
this is
out
our
there.
start.
Can we say
We just need to get some
we
sponsors.
need sponsors? Yeah. Can we say Joe Rogan's name nowadays? I don't know.
I
No,
don't know.
you can't.
Oh yeah, we can't say that.
On Spotify.
Kristen, you
Ooh.
said you had a question? Oh, okay. I
No.
thought you said you had a question. All right. I got one of those. Steve said that that fun game. We said last time I gave you that really long answer, and then we said like be a nun. So I got that same game, and I'm just gonna pull.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pull two out. Okay. So this will be good. This will be good.
This is the last. last
this
question.
is the big one. All right. So I got two here. All right. Would you rather, or if you had to, no more using bags for anything? So groceries, suitcases, you got to like carry all your stuff all the time, or
Sounds terrible.
you got to be sticky all the time and not know why. You don't know why you're sticky, so you got to be sticky all the time.
Then it would be easy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely just carrying all my items. I'm just carrying everything around all the time, in the rain, snow, sleet, everything.
Traveling through the airport, you got all like your clothes all over you.
Yeah, maybe I use a blanket and like wrap it up. You know what I mean? Just
right.
like
No, that's bad.
like the
That's makeshift.
like the hobos with the little like
On
handkerchief
the old day,
stick.
the
You know?
stick and the. Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. I don't think I could be sticky all the time and not know why.
Yo, I hate
When
I
you
hate when my
stick in your
hands are
mouth-
sticky. It's just terrible.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, Kristen, what would you be?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to choose because if I was sticky, I could just stick stuff to me and never have to carry anything.
Yo.
I mean,
But then you're right. It's annoying being sticky because I go to bed and then your blankets would stick on you.
that's what I'm saying.
It's until-
What happens if you go in the shower? Then the water sticks to you.
you can,
It doesn't
Whoa.
you can't get the water off you.
No, what would be worse is when you dry off, then all the fuzz from the towel.
Yo, for real.
You'd be a mess.
Towel fuzz.
So we're all
terrible.
We're all carrying our stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know. I'm undecided.
You're
Yeah.
undecided.
I'm traveling light. I'm buying everything when I go down there, you know.
You're a minimalist.
Yeah,
It'll
exactly.
make you
Just wash your clothes when you get there over and over again at the end of each night. So you'll be good. Oh my goodness. So yep. So if anybody watching, sticky? Would you rather be sticky or carry your stuff everywhere? I guess is the main thing. Right?
Yeah, let us know down in the comments.
That's
Sticky,
right.
that could be a nice rapper name, no?
What? Sticky fuzz?
Sticky? Sticky
Mr.
fuzz.
Sticky.
Mr. Sticky.
All right. So I got one more. We got a few minutes. All right. I got one more. Would you purchase
Okay.
a home that was haunted, like confirmed haunted? Would you purchase the home?
Man, no, I definitely wouldn't. I'm like terrified of like
Confirmed.
I'm terrified of like ghosts and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. Like that stuff just weirds me out. I have had some like paranormal activity things go on in my life, so I'm like
We're gonna have you on again then.
Uh,
Talk about that.
yeah, I definitely don't want. I definitely don't want to be living in a haunted house for sure.
Even if it was like a massive, I guess that'd be even more scary, right? It's like a massive.
Yeah, because
mansion.
then it's
A
like
ma-
then
a
you're like
massive
living
one.
like in that what The Shining, where you're like in a massive like
Yeah.
hotel and there's like every room has somebody dead in there and stuff like that. Nah, I'm good.
And then the guy comes with an axe trying to chop you down while you're trying to go to the bathroom. It's like, come on, dude.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, no.
Shout out to Johnny. No,
Yeah. Shout out Jack Nicholson.
Jack
for
Nicholson.
sure.
Yeah. He's on next week. No, I wish. That's when you make it big time. No, I probably wouldn't purchase a home that was haunted either, because I just wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
How cheap is the home? That's my question.
What if someone gave it to you free, but it's like haunted, like The Shining?
Yeah, probably not because I'm get nervous even in a non-haunted house. So
You're just,
that'd be too
you're
much
just
for me.
nervous in general. Wind's blowing at your window. You're.
I get nervous here. Yeah, they can come take you in the night, quarantine you.
Can you say that? Shh. Oh yeah, I don't know, Steve. If you know, Kristen's currently in China right now. She's coming back to the States soon, but she's been living in China for 3 years, so that's where she's at right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
5 years.
5
years.
years.
5
Jeez.
years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
she's basically
Yeah.
an official resident at this point. So
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy when
Oh.
you come back.
everything's different.
It's gonna be real
It's gonna
different.
it's gonna be a lifestyle adjustment for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
For
right.
sure.
Do they have like I don't know if you guys know real quick. I mean, we got to wrap it up. We've been already gone over our normal 30 minutes, but have you guys ever had those mochis? You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Japanese
I
one.
think I
They're
know
like
what you're talking about.
ice cream wrapped in dough.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
kind of good though.
I never had them, but I've definitely heard about them for sure.
They're gross.
Oh, okay.
She was like, "Yeah, they're pretty good, huh?" And then you just like ruined her
saying
dreams out here.
Kind of like doughy, but
That's what I'm
cold.
saying though. I tried one yesterday for the first time, and it was literally like eating raw dough, and then you get like the ice cream.
Maybe you need a good one. Maybe it just
Anyways,
wasn't
Steve,
Maybe
good.
go
you
to-
gotta fry it first.
I don't know. I
You
said
need
I
to
could just
fry.
eat it. I don't know. Steve, go to the store like tomorrow. Find a mochi thing, ice cream, frozen ice cream section. They should have them there. And I want you to tell me.
I don't
Very
know,
true.
man. If you're telling me it's no good, then I don't know.
I'll
It
let
was-
you know.
I mean, I think it was a texture thing though. I really felt like I was just eating just like raw dough. It was gross. Sorry, Kristen.
Yeah, I'm not down for it.
You gotta try it though. You gotta try
Yeah,
that.
whatever.
Anyways,
I don't know. I don't know if I've actually had one.
all right. So thank you, Coolness, for being with us on the podcast. We're gonna definitely get you back on. I think this is a good time. We'll chat about some like more stuff. Have you back on eventually.
Appreciate
But
that.
thanks for joining us, and anybody listening or watching, go support Coolness. Download his stuff, like his stuff, follow him. Even if you don't like rap music, you can go support people. We're all big into just supporting people and supporting their passions and stuff. So, and hopefully we can all
Yeah,
do that
that's
for each other.
awesome.
So, any
Yeah,
last
I
words?
Appreciate you guys having me. Appreciate you guys having me on. Sharing your platform. I really respect what you guys are doing too. Like trying to get a podcast off the ground and stuff like that. And like you said, you just got to start somewhere. So
That's right. And we
fun.
talked about it before we started recording, Steve and I, about like just going and doing your hobbies, doing the things you're passionate about. I've been wanting to start a podcast forever, and then we just pulled the trigger on it. And you did the same with your music, and so wish you the best.
Also to you guys
Yeah.
for sure.
Any other final words to the people? Coolness?
Yeah, just go follow me, go like my stuff at Coolnessinabun, at Coolness on Spotify and Apple Music, and give me a listen. It's not for everybody, but hey, you never know.
There we go. All right. Episode 9 in the wraps. Thanks. Appreciate it. We'll see everybody later.